Hey everyone, it's Nukin from the Republic here, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a special treat for everyone. I normally don't make videos so rushed, but I decided, hey, what the heck, let's do it. So this will be my first look video with, you guessed it, you know her, you love her. It's Fulcrum Ahsoka Tano. So before I get started here, I want to give a quick shout out to Ethan Shocks for being the man and supplying me with this gameplay footage. This video couldn't have been made without you, so thanks again, Ethan Shocks. We're going to take a journey here. We just saw her drop rate, or we're watching it right now. I recommend buying her $9.99 pack before buying packs with gems if you're going to take her to 7 stars. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to take a look at 4-star Ahsoka footage with and without the Zeta, and then we'll take Ahsoka to 7 stars, look at her stats, throw her into some arena battles, and have some fun here. So I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get started. So I'm going to get into Fulcrum Ahsoka's abilities. While I'm going over her abilities, you're going to watch Fulcrum Ahsoka first at 4 stars with no Zeta, and then with the Zeta at 4 stars attacking Kit Fisto. Alright, so let's get into Fulcrum Ahsoka's abilities. Her first ability is a basic attack called Balanced Strike. Deal physical damage to the target enemy, gain protection up 40% for 2 turns, and grant protection up to a random ally of the same amount that doesn't have it for 2 turns. The cool thing about this basic attack is that it prioritizes the protection up buff for your allies that don't already have the protection up buff, and it does amazing damage. It has one of the highest, if not the highest, physical damage basic attacks in the game at a whopping 7.6k physical damage for a basic attack. Her first special ability is called Meditate. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. Ahsoka gains Foresight, Retribution, and each non-unique buff, excluding Taunt, present on other allies for 2 turns, and then gains 15% turn meter for each buff on her. So if you wanted her to gain 100% turn meter, she would have to have 7 buffs, because you can't have 6.6 buffs, and then she could go right away. The Retribution buff is pretty darn strong. Foresight protects her as well. It's good that she doesn't get Taunt, because then she would basically die because she's not a tank. And you can get some really cool buffs. I think you can even get the Frenzy buff with Biston, so that's something to look into in the future, but it's probably going to be more of a gimmick. Her second special is her Zeta ability. It's called Whirlwind. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. Consume all buffs on Ahsoka and deal physical damage to the target enemy. This attack scores an additional hit for each type of buff consumed. If you Zeta this ability, the cooldown is reduced by 1. The target can't evade the attacks, which is great, and there's a 50% armor against this attack. So the thing to note about this is that you're probably going to want to Zeta her, especially if you're going to keep her only at 4 or 5 stars, because she's an attacker and her damage is going to be limited. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, even at 7 stars, if you don't have this ability Zetaed and you try to attack a tank, for example, we did a whirlwind later in this video. I'm going to show you a whirlwind later, and we did it against Kylo Ren, and it didn't do that much damage even with the Zeta, so Kylo Ren's pretty tanky. And her last ability is Perseverance. Ahsoka is immune to damage over time effects, so that's really strong. And if you Omega it, you get 30% critical avoidance as well. And then at the end of each turn, so this is any character that takes a turn, so not just Ahsoka, not just your allies, but your enemies as well. So at the end of each turn, Ahsoka dispels all debuffs on herself and loses 10% health for each debuff dispel, and then recovers 5% health for each buff on her. And the health loss can't defeat Ahsoka, by the way, so kind of like the shock mechanic. So those are her abilities. Let's get into her gear requirements next. So let's take a quick look at Fulcrum Ahsoka Tano's gear. So she's using 4 raid gear pieces from the Rancor, which is above average. She's running 440 gold pieces maxed out, which is also above average. And she's running 1400 purple pieces, I can't do this with a straight face, which is also above average. So what do you know? She is a gear hog. I think the averages are going to be, you know, 2 or 3 Rancor pieces, 200 to 300 gold pieces, and 1100 to 1200 purple pieces. So she's not the easiest to gear. Overall, she's going to be using 200 stun cuff salvage, 200 MK3 Carbanti salvage, all the stuff that we don't really have. Some MK6 hippo syringes, you know, those hair dryers, a lot of MK4 laptops, and she runs 2 MK5 stun guns, and she likes to use some of those MK3 holo projectors as well. The Rancor pieces are going to be starting at gear level 8. So the first one will be the MK5 Fusion Furnace at gear 8. Then at gear 9, there's going to be the MK6 Nubian Design Tech Rancor piece. And then lastly, at gear 10, she will take 2 MK7 Nubian Security Scanners. Alright, let's look at some of the mods for her. We're running a crit damage set with a 2-piece crit chance set. The primaries for the squares and the diamonds are always going to be offense and defense. Secondaries, you're looking for speed, offense, things like that. For the circle and cross, we're running a protection primary on the circle and cross because she gives herself protection up, which is a buff on her basic attack. You could probably use something different on the cross, maybe offense or tenacity, and it's not really clear what the best primary for the cross is at the moment. For the triangle, we're running a crit damage triangle, and of course you're going to want to run a speed arrow in arena. Overall, her stats are going to be as follows. She's running at 19k HP with 30k protection with a protection cross. Her speed is at 223. We boosted that up by 75 with mods. She's running maximum crit damage with 40% tenacity and 2800 physical damage with 31, almost 32% armor. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please take the time to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more future content. If you guys want to start theory crafting Fulcrum Ahsoka, have any questions, or just have a suggestion for a topic for a future video that you'd like to see, drop a comment below. So that's it, guys. Until next time, Nukin signing off. You're welcome.
Then I'm the macho like Ronnie. The chopper go out to the granny. This nigga pull up your bandit. The killers understand it.